Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ikram Hakim bin Zulkifli. So today, I and my partner we present about the Al-Waqf. So let's start with the definition. So Waqf is an Arabic word which may be translated in simple English as endowment. A simple definition of Waqf is a dedication of property by the person through a will or otherwise for pious purpose, religious purpose, or the charitable purpose. In other words, the property is given away for the benefit of whoever as desired by the donor. So when this is done, the property not longer belong to any particular person or even the state. It's now belong to the Allah. It cannot be sold, cannot be given away or inherited forever, as the property now exists in perpetuity until the end of time. So for example, other than land or building, a person may also waqf useful belongings or object which can be benefit to the other people. For example, a piece of carpet or chair can be made waqf to the mosque. So next, let's look at the pillars of the Waqf. So in picture here, you can see there is the 4 pillars of the Waqf. The first one is the founder. Second one is Waqf asset. Third one is beneficiaries, and the last one is expression. So let's look at the first one, the condition for the founder, or we call Waqif. So the Waqif, he must own the property at the moment of the endowment. So it cannot be others' property. It must be his own property. He also should not intend to deprive the inheritors of their due legal right for the asset. So the second one is condition for the Waqf asset, or we call mawquf. So the waqf asset must be valuable in the eyes of Sharia. It must be ayin, or it means that the object that can be seen or touched, such as good, property, or assets. So the third is condition for beneficiary, or we call mawquf alayhi. So under the Waqf system, there is 2 types of beneficiaries along with its own condition that must be fulfilled. The 2 types are Waqf al-Muayyan and another one is Waqf al-Ghair Muayyan. So Waqf al-Muayyan is specified one. So the Waqif must specify the beneficiaries of the Waqf. The beneficiaries can be specific or undetermined, such as relative or the diminished. So the second one is Waqf al-Ghair Muayyan. It is unspecified one. So the beneficiaries are specified not in person but in the group or categorized more broadly. Example, poor people, scholars in a certain field, Quran student, other student of knowledge, mosque or school. So the last one is condition for the expression. So the expression comprise offer only, as the acceptance of the beneficiary is not required. So the intention must be clear in the offer. So the word used for the offer should indicate the creation of Waqf. Okay, next, let's move on to the type of Waqf. So there is 4 type of Waqf. The first one is charitable Waqf, or we call as Al-Waqf al-Ghairi. Second one is Waqf, the family Waqf, or we call Al-Waqf al-Ahli. The third one is the joint Waqf, or we call Al-Waqf al-Mustara. And the last one is self-dedicate wakaf, or we call Al-Waqf ala an-Nafs. So let's move to the first wakaf, that is charitable wakaf, or we call Al-Waqf al-Ghairi. So this a type of wakaf whose proceeds are used to serve a specific group of individuals, such as students, traveler, expats, the poor, and the needy. So in this sense, wakaf aim to address the need of the specific group of society. So the second one is the family wakaf, or we call Al-Waqf al-Ahli. So the wakaf is allocated for those benefit of donors, or we call wakif, or mawquf alayhi descendants, such as family members, including children, grandchildren, and his future descendants. So the third one is the joint wakaf, or Al-Waqf al-Mustaraq. So a form of wakaf in which of asset or property assigned as endowment are donated to the family, as well as charitable purpose. Its hand combine both family wakaf and the charitable wakaf, and the income generated from the wakaf is shared by the family or descendant and a public. So the income from the wakaf is shared by the family and the public. And the last one is we call self-dedicate wakaf, Al-Waqf ala al-Nafs. So a form of wakaf in which the income of the asset or property assigned as endowment is retained by wakif. The wakif is mean the wakaf donor, as long as he or she is still alive. So that's all for the type of wakaf. So let's move to the next is advantage of Al-Waqf. So giving something as the wakaf is analogized to making a beautiful loan, or we call Qad Hasan, to Allah for the purpose of gaining His pleasure. So the one who give is repaid in the verity of way by Allah. It is a monetary contribution, about which is Prophet Muhammad SAW is reported to have said, it will bring great reward to you, because it is a sadaqah jariyah that will bring tawab continuously until the day of Qiyamah. So that is entitles the donor to the reward for the collective good that will result from the wakaf operation, which will be distributed to all those who benefit from it. So it is mentioned in the Quran, but those who give away their wealth out of genuine desire to please Allah and out of their own inner certainty are like the garden in the hillside. When heavy rain fall upon it, is built up twice its normal produce. If no heavy rains fall for it, then the light drizzly will survive. Allah see all that you do. Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 265. So this is the benefit of practicing wakaf in the country. Among of them are the revival of the sunnah practice. Next is generosity purify and rejuvenate the soul of giver, while also counseling and assisting those who are less fortunate. Next is the wakaf not only does generosity lead to the increase in the reward, but it also lead to increase in the wealth. And the last one is act of charity reawaken a compassionate disposition in people. It deepens the human bond with those who are less fortunate, as well as the tie of humanity and brotherhood that bind us all together. So I think that's all for me, and we will continue with Aslam.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Aslam bin Muhammad Rafi. Today I am going to present about the effect of Waqf. The first is reducing government expenditure and participation in the economy. In the beginning, Waqf was not part of the government's income. However, it is a charity given by Muslims voluntarily to the community for their needs and to improve their welfare. Directly, it can help the government save on its budget and expenses originally designed for the public's interests. Besides, it can also be channeled to other important development activities. Indirectly, this Waqf can replace the burden and responsibility of the government. Next, more Waqf funds collected for certain development projects that can benefit the community. The second is prevent social gaps. As we know, this Waqf means that a person gives his property for the benefit of society. Therefore, this endowment can be used by many people. Usually, many humanitarian projects will operate through the institution of Waqf. For example, they build houses for the needy people, give financial aid to the orphanage, and provide homes for the elderly. Indirectly, this can help to close the social gap in society. Waqf will be used for public needs in which people can get the same benefits. Therefore, it can prevent social gap among us. The third is sharpen our social skills and help those in need. Through Waqf, we can better understand and issues exist within the community and engage with them more closely. We may learn about the issues that different communities are facing and provide assistance as we can by interacting with them. When there are many people who give Waqf, they will be more sensitive and take interest to the difficulties faced by the community. The unfortunate and underprivileged community will benefit indirectly from the Waqf given. This can reduce some of their burden. The next point is the condition of Waqf. The first condition of Waqf is condition of property. The first is, wealth to be declared must be physically tangible items such as house or land. The second is, donor must legally own the declared wealth property and it must be able to benefit the community and transferable. The third, property must have permanent usability. The last but not least is, use of the property must be governed by Islamic law. The next is the condition for contracting parties. The first is, the Waqif should be legally fit and capable to give Waqf. A child, an insane, or a person who does not own the property cannot make Waqf. The second is, the beneficiaries or Al-Waqf alleged must be alive. Waqf for the deceased is not permissible. The next condition is the conditions for Sigah. The first is, Akad is understandable words or writing for any purpose of Waqf, whether general Waqf or specific Waqf. It is compulsory to validate the Waqf. There are two types of Akad statement. The first is lafaz sarih or explicit statement. It means that a clear statement that entails what exact meanings only. For example, I give my house to be Waqf for the poor people. The second is lafaz kinayah or implicit statement. It means that a statement that have more than one meaning. For example, my property is a charity, sedekah to the poor people. The application of Waqf in Malaysia. In general, the Waqf method in Malaysia will go through three processes. The first process is The fundraising process, which involves the collection of funds from Waqf donations in the name of cash Waqf through awareness or religious programs organized by Waqf organizations. The second is financing the development process. The funds collected will be channeled to sectors that can provide good returns. The third process is the distribution process. When the invested funds reach a predetermined level, they will be distributed to target groups and allocated to activities that can generate human capital. The issue of Waqf in Malaysia. The first is legal conflict. There is no specific provision related to Waqf in this state. The method or procedure set to obtain Waqf land is also more complicated than to obtain normal land. There are many conflicts that occur between Sharia courts and civil courts. Furthermore, the problem becomes more complicated if the mutawalli intends to sell the land for development purpose. In addition, most legal problems arise because Waqf is a religious concept that requires legal recognition and enforcement. As we already know, this legal issue does not only happen in Malaysia, but also happen in some other Islamic countries. The second is low level of knowledge and awareness. The statistics shows that the practice of Waqf by the Malaysian is very low. This is due to the continuous lack of knowledge and awareness among Muslims. In addition, in implementing Waqf education for institutions in Malaysia, it was found that there are not many people who like to Waqf their property. This is due to a lack of understanding related to knowledge about Waqf. The inefficient Waqf management and governance system cannot be implemented by the management involved. This also contributes to the lack of community required for Waqf practice. Therefore, interested parties should provide a solid understanding of the community so that they gain awareness regarding the correct concept of Waqf. The third is lack of funds. We all know that financial factor is very important to the development of Waqf assets. The lack of funds is not a new issue for Waqf assets. According to the State Islamic Religious Council, they face the most challenges and problems in developing Waqf assets due to the lack of funds channeled to them. Among the factors that cause a lack of funds is the low rental rate of Waqf facilities. Furthermore, most Waqf stakeholders lack efficient and applicable investment strategies. This will cause trustees to face constraints in terms of funds to manage Waqf at the institutional level. The next is incomplete data. The problem of registration and the insufficient provision of information is another concern that can prevent land development. We all know that according to the law of the country, no individual or specific organization is entitled to anything or any land that has been registered. An audit review conducted by the committee found that Waqf accounting standards had produced incorrect statements. The Waqf institutions also do not have a report management system, but in terms of evaluation, reports are conducted every year. The last is illegal invasion. Waqf land is often subject to encroachment. We already know that many Waqf lands are located in remote areas. It is difficult to build this because it is far from the neighborhood. There are no Muslims who acquire Waqf property. This is because the responsible had neglected to hand over his property to interested parties. Waqf land has also been invaded and used by irresponsible parties to house organizations and business premises. There are cases where family members misuse Waqf property for personal gain. In conclusion, according to Islamic law, Waqf is defined as the tying up of property in the ownership of God. the Almighty and the devotion of the Prophet for the benefit of human beings, and has its roots in a regulation established by the Prophet. Waqf was not part of government's income. However, it is a charity given by Muslims voluntarily to the committee for their needs and to improve their welfare. Directly, it can help the government save on its budget and expenses.